Hello my friends, I'm G Hondo, and welcome back to our Let's Play of OpenTTD, the One City Challenge, Episode 17. Right off the bat, I'd like to apologize for the lack of videos the last couple of days. I think this is only the second one I've managed this week. Without getting into gory detail, let's just say that this week has been a challenge, and we'll leave it there. But anyway, I'm back. And hopefully things are going to get a little bit more back to normal over the next few days, and hopefully that will be the last major block in content, and we should be able to continue moving forward for at least a little while anyway. Who knows what the future holds, right? Anyway, so as usual, I was looking around the map just before I started recording. There are no new vehicles, I checked that. But I did notice a few things that I'd like to do, and that's what we'll be doing to start off this episode. First and foremost, I noticed, and I just left all the windows up here so I remember, we're going to start with the ship depot, and the reason I have that up is obviously we have a bank here, we knew about that, but this city here also does, and that means there's no reason we shouldn't be sending valuables back and forth, because money, right? So, what we'll do is I'll just actually clone the mail ship and then change it. It's the easiest way. So we're going to grab this, change this to vowels. Beauty. No, why is there a slash? I did not ask. Thank you. And most importantly, set that to valuables. Right, that way it's got already the route, all as well. Whether I need 1, 2, 3, no idea. We're going to start with just the 1 and see how that goes. Beautiful. And the other one thing I was wanting to do is get this farm here doing something. Now that we're close enough that we have connectivity to it, there's no reason we shouldn't be doing something with this. The nearest factory I can find is way over here. And that's a pretty long route, as you can see. Certainly not ridiculous, but it's pretty hefty. But still, it would be nice to get grain and livestock moving, and then more goods coming back. We do have oil-based goods coming back, but we may as well also have grain and livestock-based goods coming back because profit. So that's the next thing we're going to do. Let's get that rolling here. So right off the bat, let's get a station down. Probably somewhere around here. Doesn't matter too much where it goes, because most of this trip is just going to be a straight run. I did not dodge that river very well. That's okay. That's okay. No, it's not okay, because this apparently is a magical sloped river. Cool. Okay. When does that stop? No, it never stops. It only gets worse, and I'm not building a bridge that far, am I? Could I build a bridge that far? No, I didn't think so. That'd be a little crazy. So, instead, what we'll have to do, I guess, is cut this back down, and maybe all the way back to here, let's say, and then try and cut diagonally across and get a better shot at this river. Maybe from down here, let's say. Maybe to there, and there. Excuse me. Thank you. There we go. A really tiny bridge, but that's totally cool. Now we just run this all the way down. Whee! And we can actually have it reconnect up to here, where we already have a perfectly good line to use. We just need to make sure we are not going to have any fireballs, because I don't like fireballs, for fairly obvious reasons. There. I mean, it's certainly not pretty, but it should work. Okay. You'll notice I didn't put a stop signal anywhere on here, but on both sides here. The reason being, if there's a train coming, say, this way, while one's coming up here, it'll stop here and here, while they each wait to try and go past. It'll just be a mess. I think this will work better. Maybe I should just double track this though and be done with it, just in case. I think I will. I think that'll be easier than trying to mess around and hope it works. Let's just make sure it works. Okay, there we go. Oh, see how I still have some of the old signals right beside some of the new signals. Not a big deal, but I find stuff like that neat. Anyway. Alright, so that should do for that. That also means I should be able to use the depot. If I can find it. You look an awful lot like a depot. Okay, so Tim is our current guy. And this is going to be hauling... Now, in order to satisfy the rules of the challenge, I have to run a single train that does both jobs. So I have to do livestock, grain, and goods on this train. So, needless to say, we won't be doing very many of any of them. I think 2 each is what I'm going to start with. And even actually, I may even just do 1 actually, because that production is still pretty low. If it improves, I may increase that at some point. But for now, we're just going to do a single car of each, and I think that'll be okay. And grains, the one I actually wanted, which means you would go there because my OCD. Anyway, excellent. And you are, oops, a farm train. Close enough. Close enough for jazz, as they say. Alright, so your trip. Obviously, depot. Oh, actually, I want to connect to this one, so I'm going to have to come back and do some jigging. Because this is the only station that officially has access to the farm goods. So I'll have to come back for that in a minute. But for now, we can just go ahead and connect. Okay. So, oops, way too far. My arrow keys on my keyboard keep sticking. That's why I keep moving and then keep going and keep going. Anyway, so be it. Alright, so we're going to be on this line here. And we need to get onto this station. So I think the easiest thing we're going to do is just build a really tiny single square station that's part of station 340, and then just connect that. We'll give ourselves a couple of squares so we have room for signals, and then connect. So any train coming in this way will know what's coming on this side. And if I've done this right, that should do the trick. I guess we will find out soon. Fireball, fireball, fireball. No, we don't want a fireball. Okay. And I will bring this guy up as well, just so we can keep an eye on it, because I have no idea how many boats I need for that. So, okay, I think that's all the preamble type setups we need. Let's get going. Okay. You appear to be stopped. Are you broken or are you waiting? You're waiting. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. That's a whole lot of not good. You're also waiting. And I bet you're also waiting. Right. Okay. Well, that didn't take long. Well, it's not a fireball, so I guess that's good, and I cannot put one there because you think that's in the way. Oh, yippee. Okay. Plan B, or C, or D, or whatever we're up to now. We're having fun, so it's okay. Let's just go ahead and try to make something magical happen over here, I guess. This is such a mess. I'm not even sure I can put a signal in here. But we will try. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if that gets at least one of them to move. It did not. I was expecting that to let this one to go. But apparently, not so much. Well, poop. Okay. Fair play. Not one of my finer starts, as I think we can all see. I really thought that would let you get going. Apparently I am mistaken. Alright, well for now let's just clear this temporary backlog by asking you to pop in for a minute for maintenance. And see if that helps. That's not enough yet. Okay, let's do the same with you. Just pop in for a minute for maintenance. Which lets you get rolling and you to pop in. You can continue. Okay. I clearly am not set up properly here, but let's at least see how these guys do. We shall see. Well, they seem willing to try at least. Okay, so that one's at least now on its way. Alright. These ones are now willing to leave, which is also good. Okay. Alright, so be it. Alright, so you should be fine for the rest of this trip, because I know that part there all works just fine. So it's really just going to be this section here we have trouble with. Yeah, I don't know that I've really got this fixed yet or not, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, how is this boat doing? It's... oh, good. As soon as I go to look at you, you break down. Well done. Okay, so you just went and activated. You haven't actually done anything yet. That's fine. You went and activated, but you haven't done anything yet. That's fine. Yeah, so you're active. This should already be active. Yes, it is. It's got stuff waiting. Good. Okay. So we might be onto something here. Maybe. Who knows? But it looks okay so far. Yeah, I'm not sure if you just noticed, but those two boats went right through each other. I kind of wish trains could do that somehow. Without fireballing, that is. Anyway. We shall see. Okay. So I think I see... well, there's definitely problems here. That maintenance depot is sort of helping, it's sort of hindering. But I obviously don't want to get rid of it. But I'm wondering if I should add another one or something, if that would help. I don't know. I think I'm best just to let this run for a while and see if it clogs up at all. Yeah, that's probably the best way. Because it does seem to be mostly working. I'm kind of afraid to put the speed up just in case it isn't, but it does seem to be kind of working. Even though I don't really know how it could be working, because I see so many issues with this. It's... anyway. Well, I guess all we really can do is put the speed up, get brave, and try it, right? Let's be brave. Brave mode. why do I foresee fireballs? Probably wouldn't hurt to have another siding there, just so it doesn't have to wait so far back. Anyway, so far so good. There we go. So grain and livestock has arrived. Some goods will be coming back eventually. Well, make decent money too, actually. It's actually already profitable. Nice. How are you doing? Okay, so you have some valuables, not that many. So I definitely don't need multiple boats, that's for sure. There's hardly any valuables there, actually. Well, we'll see. The main reason I just wanted to add another boat, and then, well, obviously I wanted to get this farm going, but the main reason, actually, if I'm to be right and perfectly honest, is I wanted to bring our vehicles and stations marks up a bit to improve my score, and thus improve my headquarters, because that's all it's really about. It's the bling. I know this is a really weak way of doing it, but whatever. It's not so easy in the One City Challenge. In a normal game, I could just, you know, arbitrarily connect city A to city B, C to D, E to F. They could have nothing to do with each other, but it would be lots of vehicles, lots of stations. I can't really do that so much. I have way more stations than I need, but these don't count as serviced until there's actual passengers. Even though I have trams like, servicing them, they don't count, which is unfortunate. But as the city continues to grow, and let's face it, it is growing rapidly, eventually I'll start getting credit for some more of these. And that'll be nice. Okay, so apparently you had an awful lot of valuables to bring back. Maybe I do need a second boat, but just really for the one way. Because it certainly doesn't have a lot of valuables coming to Freedfield, but Freedfield clearly has tons of valuables to send back our way. So maybe I should clone this boat, actually. As much as it seems like a bit of a waste, maybe I should. Just for the Freedfield side more than anything. But anyway, I still want to keep an eye on this train situation because I'm really not confident about it yet. Well, I guess we can close off those windows there, give us some more room to see what's happening in the city itself. Make sure local authority still loves me. Yes, they do. So we're fine there. Awesome. Okay. So far, so good. And it is a bit weird. When I was setting up to record, obviously I have, you know, the headset going, but this is not the headset I normally use just when I'm, you know, watching movies or playing games or what have you, and I forgot to switch it over. So while you can hear me just fine, I can't hear the game because all the sound is going to my other speakers. I really don't want, you know, double up. That'd be weird. So normally I would be listening for a fireball, but this time I have to just kind of watch for it because I can't hear a thing. Slight oversight on my part, but it's okay. And I don't know if I can fix it. Well, I guess I can try. Let's see if I can do this without wrecking anything else going on here. Okay, so hopefully that didn't wreck the video, but now I can hear stuff. This is good. And what I'm hearing is the sounds of sadness. Well, I'm not actually hearing it, I'm seeing it. This is exactly the scenario that we were trying to get around. Okay. Well, let's just add more rail. When in doubt, more rail. Will it help? I don't know. Can't make it worse, right? It's already not working. Will it make it better? Good question. Very good question. that give anyone a row? No. Okay. Let's try adding maybe something from here to here. Nope, signals are in the way. Alright. Extension off the depot? Will that help? Maybe. It does, because that lets this one go, because it doesn't want maintenance anyway. So it just wants to continue. Yes, that gives them some alternates around the depot if they're not going in for maintenance. Okay. That, I think, actually works. Sweet! I like it. There, that might have actually solved a lot of that issue. Oops, wrong button. Might have solved that problem directly. Because they don't obviously always need the maintenance depot, only on one way or the other, depending on which way I set it up. So there's really no reason to force them past the depot every time. So yeah, I think that should do it. Guess we'll wait and see if I hear an explosion. I'm a little paranoid about fireballs, I will admit. I've had a few from time to time that we don't want to talk about. So maybe it's good I'm not allowing myself planes for this part, because that's where most of my fireballs come from. It's actually planes. I do get the occasional train one, or a train crashing into a road vehicle, apparently, which I had a lot earlier in the first try of this challenge. I had a lot of water trucks apparently getting squashed by trains. I didn't know that at the time. I just noticed that the water truck route was slowly losing vehicles. I couldn't figure out what was going on. It took a while until I happened to see a carcass of a the crash of a water truck on the train tracks, and then suddenly things became much more clear. 263 just started taking passengers. Oh, up here. Okay. What, from that house there? That should belong to this one. I don't see where you're getting your passengers from, sir, but I will happily take your word for it. The fact of the matter is, that means that this station now counts towards my score, which is all I really care about. Well, I have not seen... Oh, there's a couple of the trams there. Or all of them, because they're all bunched up again. Anyway. So we won't worry about it for right now. I think there is... And I'm not sure if I'm getting this game mixed up with a different one, but I thought there was a way to set... There is, too. It is this game. It's a major pain in the butt, but you can set actual timetables so you can force vehicles to wait at stations. Even like, I usually just use full loads to do it, but you can set them to deliberately wait at a station just for a certain amount of time, just to try and help clear up backlogs like this. But it's such a pain in the bottom. I'm not doing it. Flat out, not doing it. Call me lazy if you must, but not doing it. Anyway. Okay. So how are we doing here? Still doing good? Oh, they're doing fine. Doing just fine. Doing absolutely fantastically. Okay. I am quite happy with that. Cool, 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 cool. Now that this farm's actually being used, their production has gone up a little bit. Despite the fact I keep stealing their land, but there's plenty for them to have if they really wanted to, so they can't be too upset at me. The fact is I'm actually making them some money now, so they can't be too angry. I'm shipping goods for them, so before they had to send the guy with a wheelbarrow. But now a nice shiny electric train will haul your stuff for you, and it's awesome. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. That did not, however, upgrade my headquarters yet, so we need to expand some more. First, though, let's make sure everybody's still very happy. Yes, they are, because that's very important. Now, let's see if we can find somewhere to expand. I don't really want to load this train line here up too much more for fairly obvious reasons. Nor this one. This one's also kind of busy here as well. They've really expanded. Anyway, so I'm thinking, although this is just a major pinch point, this one bridge. I was going to say, because this would be a good place to expand, like up to the north and west or northeast. But the way I've got this on that little island there means that there's really only one train at a time. I don't want to, yeah, I don't know. I suppose I could add maybe one more train, but I don't really want to add much more than that. Well, this one here goes along there, so it doesn't arrive often. So it's really just the oil trains. Okay. So I could expand that. Okay, so if I went from here... Oh, I've already got something there. So no need for that. Is there anything else up here that I'm not already connected to? Well, there's another farm that apparently specializes in livestock, and I've kind of forgot how to farm grain. I don't really want to go too much further out either. There's a forest. Do I have a sawmill anywhere? I know there used to be one over here somewhere, but we expanded over it. Well, it closed down and then we expanded over it, but... I thought there used to be one here too, but I could be mistaken. That's an iron mine. Okay, well there's a much closer forest anyway. But is there a sawmill floating around here anywhere? There is apparently a sawmill over here. Oh, right there, yeah. Okay. Then I think that might just be our path. Now, to make this legal for the challenge, I have to run a single train through both of those stations and make it kind of like a V shape so that we go from the forest to the city, down to the sawmill, and then back like a V shape. Or a triangle. I could connect them that way as well, like I did with the oil. Okay, that's what we shall do then. That is what we shall do. Oops. Before I do that, though, I just saw a message I did not like. We have sad trains. Oh boy, do we ever have sad trains. Look at this mess. Ugh. If you're trying to go there, you're trying to go forward, you're trying to go forward, and you're caught. Yuck. Okay. Yeah, you're trying to go this way, which is blocked by you. Also trying to go that way. You're also trying to go that way, but you are in the way. Yes, you are. You are the problem here. Okay. Let's see if I can do something semi-clever here. That's usually code for it's not going to be very elegant at all, but maybe if it works, we won't worry about it. Let's see if that does the trick. Well, that let you find a new path. Out of the way, anyway. Beautiful. I think that fixes it. It's a mess. It's ugly as sin, but looks like it works. I guess for now that will do. Okay, so yeah, not pretty. Definitely not efficient, but functional. And for now, that will do. Okay, so back to this mess. Now, I could use this line, but I don't know if I really want to. Because technically speaking, as long as I'm connecting in a triangle, I don't have to use this same station. I could build another station over here somewhere, provided it has houses nearby. But none of these look like they do until we get all the way up to here. Ew. That's not ideal. Definitely not ideal. Well, there's houses here, so I could put a station over here, as long as it's close enough to touch one of these houses. That would be legal according to my rules. Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe that is what we will do. Okay, so I could put a station right here, and that, if you can see this house, just try and visualize where the corner of that purple is. I could plunk that right there. And that is legal according to my challenge, so now all I have to do is connect that to each of these. I guess it doesn't terribly matter. That's over. Oh, this keyboard's kind of driving me nuts. Yeah, so that's going to come out to the forest, down. Well, why don't I just connect the forest while I'm thinking about it? To the forest, and then down here, we'll build a bridge over here somewhere. So this can just go kind of anywhere here. That'd be fine. Okay. Beautiful. We'll build a bridge over here somewhere. Does not terribly matter where, as long as it's... I deliberately make it extra so I can squeeze extra lines in here if I ever need to. It's more a paranoia thing than anything, but either way. Apparently you're not happy with where I put that. Okay, fair play. Speaking of not happy with where I put that, let's just go ahead and do that. So yes, I have this extra track here that does nothing, but that saves me rebuilding this bridge and all this track, so it'll do. Okay. So that is you connected. Actually, maybe I do need that, because I have to connect this side to the city to make the triangle. So maybe that was right to do that as a double line anyway. Hang on, we apparently have a problem again, or is that an old message? No, that's an old message, okay. So one downfall of the message buffer, it queues up all these messages, and it does eventually show you them, or most of them, and a lot of the time they are completely and utterly irrelevant by the time you see them, so... Anyway. That's okay. Alright, so we will just basically parallel run this up till we get to somewhere over here. Hang on, let me think about this rationally. Why am I building the second bridge? Why don't I just connect this line off? That would make a lot more sense. I'll get there eventually, folks. Bear with me. Like I say, the last few days have not been spectacularly easy for me, so concentrating is tougher than it usually is, and let's face it, that's not something I'm normally very good at anyway. So, alright. But, whoops, we will get there eventually. Alright, so we pop down here, jump over this little bit there, we run this line closer so I can see. That would be nice. And I still overshot it, but it's fine. So at a very basic level, that's the woods to the sawmill. Now we need the station. Probably not quite that far, but we'll start there for now. To about there. Okay, so at a super minimal level, those are connected. Now, in order to make that valid, though, for my challenge, I have to connect this station, where the goods, like the city part, directly to the sawmill. So I could either just run a line up here like I was originally thinking, and then pay for a super expensive bridge again, or I could just make the split here, because ultimately I'm only ever going to have one train in this part anyway. So I see no real reason to pay for a second bridge. In fact, I could even do it, you know, somewhere along here if I really wanted to. Although, if that forest ever gets really good, I'm going to want multiple trains, so maybe I should just pay for it outright. Yeah, I'll just pay for it. Forget it. It's fine. Let's just make the split over here somewhere. I want to leave... What? What are you talking about? Oh, right here. Ah, jerk. Okay. Forget it, then we'll pretend that was deliberate. I will need some way for these trains to swap lines. So let's just do that now before I forget. Alright, you're coming in. You have choice of track. As you're coming out, you have choice of track. And you're just leaving, so that doesn't matter. Okay, I think that's all the signals I need, because the inbound will always be on this line, regardless of what station it uses, or what track it uses to unload and load. It's then always going to come out onto this line to leave. So I can put a signal here, even though it's useless, but that will help the game figure out what I'm talking about. Okay, glorious. Told you, we'll get there. It's a painful process, but we'll get there. So somewhere over here, doesn't terribly matter where. And again, we slide over, say there, build a nice expensive bridge with a little bit of extra room just in case. And I guess we can just make a hard turn right there. Come up. And I guess over here I may as well then do the same thing, give it a second line. Makes it look deliberate, even though it's not, and that makes me feel better. You are part of 353. So you'll come out this way, and again we'll need ways to swap lines, maybe not quite that close to the station though. Maybe here, and over here somewhere. Beautiful. Okay, so inbound to here will be the goods train, which will always be coming on this track from the sawmill. Doesn't matter where it loads, unloads. Coming back out, you will always eventually end up on this line, so, but I don't care how you get there. Okay, that should do it. Where's my actual line? Way over there. Okay. There we go. Okay. So that is our, I'm calling it a triangle, even though obviously it doesn't look anything like a triangle, but effectively it's a triangle servicing those 3 stations, legal within the terms of my self-imposed challenge. Beautiful. Now we need a depot somewhere, and it really does not matter all that much, so we'll just say right about there, sure. Really does not matter. Okay. So again, in order to fulfill the challenge, this one train has to do all jobs. So, Shiny Tim. It will need to be able to haul wood. 35 tons of wood, maybe 2 wood cars. And then the goods back. For now, I'll just start with 1, because I don't know the ratio of wood to goods. So we'll start like that. Beauty. And you are the wood goods. Anyway, little things like that amuse me. Don't ask, I don't know either. Okay, so we will be going from the depot out and down to the forest, which is just a pass-through station, so I didn't need to do 2 lines. There was no point. From there, you'll continue all the way down here, entering into Dray Ditch, and again, it doesn't matter which line you choose, but you have to exit going this way. The key is stuck again. Following the line, until you get to here, or again, it doesn't matter which line you come in, but you must exit on this line to get back to that depot, and then eventually to there. Beautiful. Okay. Let us see how we did with that. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet indeed. Okay, so you've activated the forest. I really hope that this is also no longer... it looks like it might be a real message. Poop. Okay, so you're going to have to wait for a minute. Let's try and figure out what's happening over here now. You are going back to Freedfield, so you're trying to come here, and you can't because you desperately want me to draw more track in. Guess what? I can do that. Okay, try that, boys. Try that. Because that will let this other train back here go, which in turn will let you then come down here in a minute. And once you're done, then this one can go. All things being equal, that should do it. Okay. Okay. So I think that fixes that. It's a shame to have to keep stopping to work on that, but anyway. Alright, so yeah, so it's come in, and yes, it does see it has to switch lines, so it did that. That's beautiful. So the sawmill's active. Excuse me, that matters much until we get some wood over there, but... And this forest recognizes that it's getting help, so... Oh, that's good. Another station counts now. Okay. Looking good. I really don't like the path this thing takes, but... it's okay. It's more the principle of the thing. It follows the rules of the challenge, and that's what I was really more interested in than anything. It doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to work. Okay, so you pop in there. There aren't any goods yet, but that's fine. You switch lines, beautiful. Which I guess really does mean this extra switch is irrelevant, because it's never, probably never going to actually switch that way. But, oh well. Either way. But now you should have plenty of wood here to pick up. Yes, you do. Okay. I mean, I certainly also could have spent some money on landscaping or tunnels or something to mean there's less hills, but really this train is more just to be officially moving another good wood and thus improve my score. So, oops, that's not the right one. See, because now I am moving all 8 types of cargo boards. Before I was only moving 6, but now that I'm moving wood and goods as well, we are all good. I guess it was 7 I was doing before, but whatever. Either way, that improved my score. So, yay. Alright, so you are happily Dumping wood, picking up goods. You actually make enough just off the lumber to be profitable, so the goods are pure bonus. I like it. Okay, I think we're doing pretty good here. Pretty good. Okay. I think we are safe to put the speed back up again. At least until we get close and see how much these goods actually are worth. Apparently not enough. Poop. Okay. So yes, there are houses here, but they are not enough to want goods yet. Poop. Okay. So I basically have two choices here. I either wait until this section builds up a bit more and actually wants goods, or I make this a transfer and then haul the goods to a different station. Or I guess plan C, I could just build another station and have this just be a pass-through type of thing. I'm not sure which one I really like. None of them are all that great as an option, to be honest. But like I say, though, this is making money even if it's not able to drop off these goods yet. So I'm okay with just hauling them around for a while. Until this... So I think my answer is I'm just going to let this build up. Because once that does build up, they will start wanting goods. Probably not a lot. It may take a long time to actually drop off all those goods. And of course, they'll be picking up more, but... if it even drops off goods occasionally, it's free money. Because it's profitable just on the wood trade itself, so... any goods we transfer are pure bonus. So... That makes me think, though, is there a tram for goods? I don't think there is. There is. So hold the phone a moment here, please. What if I then just extend one of these trams to somewhere further in that does have a lot of... like somewhere, say, back here, where there's tons of build-up. Or even this one's not bad. Maybe that's what I'll do. Yes, that is what I'm going to do. We're going to streetcar a truck streetcar. First one of those I've had yet. Making sure it's officially part of 353. Then we will need to bridge over this. Quiet, please. I said we need to bridge over this. Thank you. And is... okay. So now that's on this line. So now I need... where's my depot? It's over here somewhere. And it's always hard to find. Nope, that's my sign. There it is. The only way I can find it is I know I have this little bit that runs into it, and it's really, really hard to see. Sorry, folks, just 1 second. Alright, sorry about that, folks. I will edit all that out, so all you'll see is a little flicker. But I had to go count pills for the wife because she's at the pharmacy, and they apparently don't know what they're doing. Okay. Anyway, as we were doing, I was creating a goods tram. I think for now I'll probably just do the one, but anyway. To haul goods from here. Do I want to do 286 or 285 or 105? I think maybe 105. it's such a... It doesn't have a station. Right. Let's fix that as well. There. Okay. Now we're actually allowed to go to 105. That'd be nice. And I think just because having it drive all the way back for maintenance will be a problem, I'm going to just plunk in. I don't mind it doing that the first time because I didn't think of it until just now, but I think its maintenance from now on is going to be at this station because it's way, way closer. Okay. So at 3:53, you will full load, and at 1:05, you will not load anything. Because the actual train here will need to do a transfer. At 3:53. Transfer. Beauty. Okay. That should do the trick. Should being the operative word, of course, but we shall see. If I'd thought of it, I would have just gotten rid of that and just built the silly thing down here where it belongs, but it's okay. It can just take a trip through the city, I guess. The only trip it'll ever see, because from then on it's only ever going to see these two stops here and here, so it's only going to see this one little line. Well, that's okay. That's okay. So this should be a transfer it's doing now. So it should get transfer credit. Yes, it did. Which means it's technically making more money. And you have picked up those goods and are now going to helpfully haul them over there. Beautiful. Okay, I think we are good here. And it's plenty profitable. I know it may not always have enough goods to haul because I don't know how many times it can go back and forth versus how many times the wood train will go. So it may end up sitting quite a bit, but that's not a huge deal. The running cost, like it's certainly going to run more than once a year, that's for sure. So it's not like it's going to cost me anything. And if it comes right down to it, I could always double up the wood train. Although I'm not sure that the forest can support it, and I don't want to wreck it, so we'll probably just leave it right as it is. But even if it does sit here and its reliability drops, the next order on its... oh no, it isn't. I should put the maintenance stop there. That way, after it sits here for quite a while, it immediately goes and maintains. So it doesn't matter if it sits for a while. Yeah, so that makes more sense. Cool, cool, cool. Very, very cool. And the train's almost back anyway, so we'll have the next batch. So this thing will bring 25 at a time, and this thing hauls 24. So once every 24 trips, the tram gets a free trip, basically. Because every single time the train drops off, there's one extra crate that the tram hasn't picked up yet, so it's not going to be very often. But it's enough to get it going, and that's fine by me. you went all the way over there and back to do your maintenance instead of just driving in directly. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, sir. Okay, then what we're going to do is push this back a bit. Let's see if that helps at all. Okay. So I'm wondering if it just did, because it was side by side, if it didn't connect them properly or something. I have no idea. Either way, that seemed very weird. So. Okay, so there's our train here, now officially on the way with another good pile of crates of goods. Sweet. I think we're safe once again to plunk the speed up a bit here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it actually popped in and then right back out this time without doing this bizarre little... I don't even know what the point of that was, but anyway. I know that's the closest turnaround point, but that still seems really pointless to me. But anyway, it no longer does it, so I guess we won't worry about it. And yes, I know it can't turn around anywhere here, so it ends up coming down and up another line, but that's totally fine. That doesn't matter in the slightest. So yeah, you're doing totally fine. And you're doing totally fine. So yeah, I think we're good on this side. Awesome. Okay. That's very, very good. Farm's still, it's not doing all that great in terms of production, but it's still hanging in there. And there is another farm here. If it comes right down to it, I may have to cheat a little bit and connect this. If I do that, though, in order to keep the challenge active, I'll have it somehow still connect to the station. I don't know how, but if this does completely collapse, then that's what I'll do. Or maybe I'll, if I can, maybe I'll just buy my own farm. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm not sure I want to spend 96% of my money doing it, but... Oh wow, we're up to 2 days growth. That is insane, and that's without funding. If I funded them, they'd have growth every single day. Wow. I've never seen town growth that good, even with funding outside of this challenge. Because of course I've never tried to 100% a city either, so... like I'm doing now. That is craziness. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, what else can we do here for score? Well, I'm never going to be able to fix this while I have all these other trams going. But I'd rather they just go. That way I don't have to try and check all the time to see if a house has shown up. Because even if I just leave them in the depot, they still, like, I still pay for them anyway, so it doesn't really help. I mean, yes, that would save this, but it also would add a whole lot of extra admin on my side. I don't like that. Although every once in a while, that this will improve as stations that are not serviced often get, i.e. these, get serviced. So really, the only thing I need to really boost my score now, I guess, is mostly just more vehicles. But again, I know for a fact I have more than 64 vehicles. In fact, I think I have that... yeah, I got 73 just on the road, let alone, you know, the 18 trains and 20 boats. So again, these are only counting ones that are actually doing something. So again, as the city grows, these will improve on their own. So in all reality, there's not really much else I need to do in terms of score, because I've got all these maxed out. That one eventually will fix itself, but that'll take forever. And these ones are slowly going to work their way up on their own, so I don't really need to do any specific expansion. So any expansion I do now is purely just for more money, because money is good. I shouldn't not have to tell you that. Anyway. Or I guess if these guys start to complain about my level of service again, then I may have to do some other stuff as well, but at this point I think it really is just kind of kick back and let it happen. Right? Town's growing every other day somewhere. I would never in a million years be able to tell you what houses are moving. I can't keep up with 810 of them. I can keep up with 20 of them. But definitely growth is happening. And that is good. So I wonder if these houses here, do they count as Neworth or do they count as Freedfield? No, this town's not growing, so I guess those do count. Which I guess answers my other question of, will the city grow past where officially their city limits is? And the answer clearly is yes. So that's good to know. That does mean that theoretically, eventually, I may need to keep expanding. Like the tram stations, although that's a long way away, I think. Because we don't have anything up here on any of these edges yet. Again, down here eventually, but I think that's going to be a long, long time. They shouldn't be able to cross this diagonal track, and there's just nowhere to build up here, even if they wanted to, so... Because this section's busy. So yeah, I think we're in a really good spot. I'm just going to do, since we're into 1991, a really quick check for new vehicles. Even though I don't think I'm going to find any. Nope. And nope. And then I think we'll call this an episode. I think we've done excellent work today. Oh, that's actually... Oh, I'm already doing that. I wonder why these three have not actually done, because I thought I did that quite a while ago. Weird. I'm gonna have to find where these are, and because I'm quite curious now why they haven't been done. Sort by model. They're all line 6. Okay, that's interesting. And I think I see the problem already. Somehow you've got yourselves all crammed into here and aren't actually going in. Fascinating. Okay. Well, let's see if we can fix this. Okay, you're all nice and stopped. One of you. Try to go. No? Okay. Alrighty. Oh, I see the actual real problem. Yeah. That's a fail point for me. If you don't see it, then that's a fail point for you too, but it's definitely a fail point for me. Oh look, they're moving. Go figure. They have the capacity to move. I guess while I'm at it, I might as well actually fix the whole route, not just the first little bit. Yeah, so that's a failed point on my part. There's really no other way to describe that. So they have been sitting there for, what, 13 years, waiting to be allowed to just do their route. Never being able to because there's no track. And of course that means their reliability will be absolutely terrible. But that's fine. while they're doing that, let's go ahead and check if there's anything happening in the trains, but I doubt there will be. We already upgraded the SH40s to the Tims. And the SH125 is not as good. So, there is no specific upgrades to do, other than these last trams here that apparently I failed them. Yeah. So yeah, I think that admission of failure on my part is an excellent spot to end the episode. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching today, and again I apologize for the relative lack of videos this last week. Like I said, this week has been something, alright. But anyway, like I said, I think we should be back pretty much on normal pace moving forward, so hopefully we don't have that problem ever again. But either way, thank you for your patience, and hopefully no one was too sad waiting and waiting and waiting for the next episode, and waiting. Anyway, so thank you everyone again for watching, and I do look forward to seeing you again in the next video.